This is the first time that Will Smith has not sung the theme song for a Men in Black movie. They got Pitbull. Men in Black 3 is the first movie that Will Smith has done since 7 Pounds in December of 2008. From the very beginning, I thought Men in Black 3 was an odd sequel choice. You know, it's 10 years since Men in Black 2. Men in Black 2 was not good. I loved the first one. I heard a lot of things people were saying about production issues, script problems, acting issues, just all kinds of different issues that went on with the shoot. I saw a lot of underwhelming trailers that weren't really that funny. Nevertheless, I went into this movie optimistic because I try to be optimistic about movies without letting a whole bunch of stuff cloud my judgment. Basically what happens in this movie is something happens where Tommy Lee Jones' character, Agent K, is suddenly just forgotten in the mix. He's just gone somehow. Will Smith, Agent J, goes back to 1969, meets young K, played by Josh Brolin. There's this villainous guy played by Jemaine Clement there. His name is Boris the Animal. Let me start with the positives. Josh Brolin. He is excellent in this movie. He's actually probably my favorite part of this movie. He does a spot-on Tommy Lee Jones impression, but it's not just his impression that was really good. He had very good chemistry, I thought, with Will Smith. I thought they played off each other really well. Rick Baker's makeup is astoundingly good. The prosthetics in this movie, the animatronics, terrific. I loved how much of this was animatronic and not CGI. That was a really good plus for me. It's fun to see Will Smith back. I really like Will Smith. I've liked him. I grew up with him in the 90s, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, all the way through Independence Day and that, you know, Men in Black and that huge explosion he had of greatness. I've always liked Will Smith. I think he's a very good actor. It's fun to see him back here. And as I saw those trailers and as they underwhelmed me, and I was just thinking, you know what? They're saving all the good jokes for the movie. They're saving all the big action shots for the movie. There's going to be a lot more. And it really wasn't. Trust me, this is a really disappointing movie. And I'm sorry to say it. I'm usually not a big fan of disappointing you guys, but this movie just did not have much going for it. The comedy is weak. A lot of the jokes fall flat. The action is virtually tensionless. There's nothing remarkable about this movie, really, honestly. Just the makeup, the special effects are very good. It's a nice looking movie. It's just not very good. I rarely laughed in this movie. There were a few jokes that worked, a few gags that were funny. When I think about this movie, nothing really sticks out for me. I feel like in a couple days, this movie is just gonna go whoop, and I'll be on to the next thing. Jemaine Clement as a villain, when the film opened, I was like, yeah, this is gonna be a cool character. You know, they set him up really nicely. But then he just doesn't really do anything for the whole movie. He just wanders around grunting and making faces, and there's just nothing special about his villain at all. The whole time travel plot was kind of interesting. It was cool to see Josh Brolin as Tommy Lee Jones. He's probably the best part of this whole movie, as I said earlier. I really liked the dynamic between him and Will Smith. It's just that everything felt so forced. It all just felt like a giant cash grab. It felt like there was no reason to make Men in Black 3. It's like they just went to Tommy Lee Jones and was like, hey man, you gotta be in this movie at some point. Well, just make it like a time travel plot. We're going to be in there for like the first scene, the last scene, just have some whole thing in the middle where I don't really have to be there. You know, just do that. Like Tommy Lee Jones, the actor, barely in the movie. Even Will Smith just seemed like, I don't really want to be here. I don't want this to be my comeback vehicle. What am I doing? It just, everything felt so forced. The 3D I thought was really bad. It hurt my eyes. It stung my eyes. It made my eyes water. And I see a lot of 3D movies, and I believe this was post-converted. Nothing seemed to stand out. The depth of field was all mixed up. There were shots where Will Smith was walking, and I could actually see where the black hair and the white background of the sky was like slightly overlapping. One of my biggest problems with this movie though is this side character, this guy who can foresee the future, and he starts to list everything that's about to happen immediately before it happens. This guy was Jar Jar Binks level annoying for me. This guy just really got on my nerves, man. Something about that character did not work for me. Wow. I just wanted him to get off the screen, but he kept coming back. He kept coming back, and they kept dragging him back into the scenes, and I was like, no more of this man, please. Like I said, it's fun to see Will Smith back. It's fun to see another Men in Black movie and hope that it's going to be good. And there are some fun moments in this movie. There are some fun moments. There are a few jokes where I laugh, but the whole thing just felt so bland and dull. And I wanted to tell you this movie was good. I wanted to tell you that it was good. I wanted it to be good. It's not very good. Men in Black 3. One thing about this movie I really did like, though, without spoiling anything, I really liked the way this film concluded. I'm not talking about like the last scene, I'm talking about like the way some things were resolved. It was unpredictable, and it did surprise me, and it was a little bit touching as well. It was like out of nowhere. It was like suddenly the screenwriter just was like, I got a great idea, I'm gonna write it down. Should I do that for the rest of the movie? No, no, it's fine. I'm sorry to say Men in Black 3 was very disappointing. I'm going to give Men in Black 3 a C-. It is, however, a little bit better than the second one, I think. It has that going for it, but I mean, that's not really saying much at all. So I'd like to know, what is a big movie you guys were looking forward to in the past where it just disappointed you on every level and you're like, oh, that was just not what I needed right now. And as always, guys, if you like this review, you can subscribe to my channel and get Stuckmann eyes.